I'm hoping that that is working. We should be live, hopefully. Huh. I don't even know if it's gonna exist. I hope it does. Right. Okay. Yeah, it would help if my headphones were connected to my phone so I could hear. Well, that would help. Oh, did I just turn them off? Am I a fool? No, I'm not. Okay. That sounds good. Yeah, I hope that's good. We will see if it's good. Yeah, so I've got this fort that I've been planning for a while. Um, and I wanna start actually conceptualizing it in Minecraft. So now that I've got the ability to. I really don't know how I'm gonna do this, but you know, it is what it is. Let me see. So concrete. What else could be like kind of metally? Right. Let me go to all. You could do maybe polished andesite. If like polished tough, and then obviously you've got your like your literal metals, but I'm not thinking for this preliminary build that would work well. Maybe have a look at mud. No. The blast furnace is such a good texture, but only on the top. Like, that would be such a good texture for like a wall. But unfortunately, like, these are really good What the heck? These are all really good textures for like the sides, but no, yeah. Yeah, right. Let me see. Yeah, I'm just thinking like again, that's got this sort of weird metally texture to it. Not metal. Sorry, I'm not speaking correctly. Right. Bedrock. No, okay. So this does have to. Oh goodness. Andesite. This does have to be buildable in survival. Is my kind of goal. So yeah, it would be nice for me to be able to build this in survival. So I can't use bedrock, and I can't use. What was that? Something deep. Slate. Reinforced, isn't it? Yeah. Yeah. I would. You know, it's got to be existable. Right. Let's see. Just as a frame. How does Axiom work? Whoa. Whoa. Confirm. Is it left alt? Symmetry erase extrude. Oh no. Yeah. See, I know how to use this. Totally. Uh-huh. Right. Let's see. So this as just a corner. See, what I'm doing is I'm trying to create this sort of space punk genre. I'm sure there's loads of ideas for space punk already out there, but I've kind of got like an idea in my mind for what it could be. No, wait, let me see. Versus that. So that they're actually very roughly the same color. A darker one would maybe be, yeah, instead. You know? Just to give this bottom part a little bit of definition. Or maybe tiles. I do think I prefer the tiles. Yeah. Yeah. I just quite like the look of tiles in general. I'm not gonna lie. Right. Yeah, okay. I kind of see it. So it's going to be sort of... Right. Let me pull up my notes. So I've kind of got this idea. Oh, can you... This is the question. Oh, no, you can. Okay, good. Right. So I've kind of got like these sort of two ideas in my mind. I've got this idea of very city cyberpunk kind of like it's almost like a cyberpunk if it had solar punk energy collection. Pretty much is kind of what the cities would be like. But then as you get further out, or maybe into different cities, you've got more of like this sort of bright, colourful style. And also it's literally space punk. It's all about space exploration and different concepts. It's gonna be alien. There's gonna be alien, you know, places that have been explored and stuff, and there's gonna be alien cultures that are, you know, giving new light to everything. So I feel like it's like in terms of what the builds are going to be, it's kind of supposed to be all over the place in my mind. That like I've got it out in my mind that it's like an all over the place sort of style, kind of just different builds, different styles, different everything. Ooh, let me see. Yeah, that's more green. If I wanted a sort of light, no, I guess, yeah, polished tough, yeah. Sort of because it's not supposed to be sort of dystopian. Like in my mind, it's not a dystopian sort of build style and existence. It's a much more liberating and exciting existence. Right, let me get polished turf brick wall. You know, I'm thinking like a mini skyscraper just as this, as the vibe on this. Right. Ooh, 1 second. Um, all right, that's fine. So, yeah, I like this, honestly. Um, in terms of like other block palettes, I'm thinking, yeah, what's like super far away from this? Moss. No, really. I'm thinking I want to have a look at using purple. I think purple is a really, you know, it's an alien block. Maybe I could do sort of sandstone as its contrast color. Let's see if I wanted to get a... Oh yeah, put that in the middle. That would be a weird gradient. Yeah, so the issue with this is you do see how it gets, well, immediately loses its saturation. First of all, it just immediately loses purple, which sucks. So if you take, let's see, let me get up a color wheel. Color wheel. And let's see if there is anything. Yeah, so purple, yellow. If I went, maybe I could pivot through orange as a gradient instead. Because if you see sort of, you got like this right here and that right there. They're the same lightness, but if you put like that in or that in, I suppose they all do share that sort of area. But yeah, I think if I put in maybe Shroomlight in the middle? I have a Shroomlight in the middle. Well, yeah, there's sort of cherry in the middle. Maybe cherry would work better. Versus... Oh, well, it goes through cherry anyways. So yeah, I think cherry in the middle makes more sense. It just gives me the option to do like... Yeah, unfortunately it doesn't. There's not many choices for purple. So it's very difficult to figure how to do that. Figure out how to do that. But I think... Oh, I don't know why I can do that. I don't know what mod I have installed that lets me... Maybe that's just in the base game now. I don't know. Although, obviously, it didn't have to be that. Maybe there's like a bit of colour. Instead of that, I guess I could go to a light blue, maybe. Maybe like a packed ice. Oh, it does lose that sort of desaturation though, doesn't it? Oh, that saturation. Because that's a much more dead colour. I suppose. If I did it through and then it just gets, yeah. Okay, so that's just apparently darker. Doesn't make sense to me, but sure. No, because, yeah, that's literally just shoving it straight to blue anyways. In terms of this, it would be maybe a magenta or a purple. Let's try magenta in the middle. Oh, no, okay, so that is just completely goes to a different colour before transferring across. What about here? Okay, gives us more of a gradient. Again, a nicer gradient. Although, again, no, because it goes to a different... It would be more like that as a gradient. It all comes down to this clay. So I suppose... Yeah. I really want to try using terracotta, but... not terracotta, but purple. But it's just such a difficult thing to use. You know? Like... But let's see, so... Oh, I guess I should probably be doing it on this side. Oops. No, I should be doing it like this first. And then... I think I'll just have it. Although, That's actually better, I think. If I do it like this, yeah. And then I could just axiom. Ooh. I guess in corners it would have to be that, which is fine. You know, not everything's going to be perfect, and it still gives a bit of extra definition as well. Maybe it makes it a little too noisy, though. We'll have to see. Oh no. Okay, yeah, that's not good. You know, I feel like that's usually a lot more pinker than it is in this. You know, it on its own has a very pink hue, but when compared to pink, is there a better transition color maybe between those two? Cherry planks, I suppose. Yeah. Yeah, that's good. Why you doing this? Right. Yeah, that's a lot better. Obviously, this is just a rough gradient. And, like, it probably wouldn't even look anything like this. This is literally just the first baby steps. No, that just makes it white. Yeah, I'm going to use suspicious sand. Which looks amazing, considering I've got a texture on. Yeah, you know, I kind of like that. Suppose this... Oh, now it's a lot more pink, yeah. That is just so weird. It's color theory, right? It's just basic color theory, you know. Something's going to look more or less like a color depending on what other colors you surround it with. Doesn't mean it's not mind-bending still. Yeah, okay, I could see it. Although I can see the pink to yellow part more than the purple to pink part. Unfortunately. But, I don't know. I think it looks good still. And again, it's that sort of... It's just preliminary sort of block palettes at this point. Because in reality, there would be how... that's not exactly what I'm thinking of for how most of it's going to look. It's going to be a lot more actually just floating airways. So let's say I get turf, 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 water. 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, yeah. So slash TP at S tilde, yeah, tilde, I don't know, 150 tilde. And let's go a little further down. That's why. Okay, whatever. Slash fill tilde 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 oak block. I just needed a block, right? You know, so I'm kind of one of the sort of preliminary thoughts I've had is like these sort of air rivers, I suppose you could call them. Sort of, so we'd have I really hope that was right. Yeah, okay, I'm awesome. Yeah, okay, cool. Yeah, so you'd have sort of something like this. And then you'd have more. So, I don't know. Maybe it's a really bad idea. So the spout needs to come out here. Then that trails down into that. And it just adds this really interesting sort of verticality to it, you know? So this is kind of like one of those thoughts I had. You know, maybe it comes out like this. And then yeah, see? And so you get this sort of idea. And then maybe this just ends here. And so that's more like, oh gosh. Huh. I guess it doesn't need to end there immediately, does it? Please don't. Okay, good. I was worried that was going to mess with it. But like, you could have sort of this. Like, it doesn't have to be sensical because it's fantastical. Like, it genuinely is supposed to be just... It's not supposed to be fully realistic. Well, obviously, it's floating blocks transporting water. Now, what would be cool to do, to imagine, but literally impossible to implement, would be a Dyson Sphere. I suppose there's probably a texture pack that makes the sun into a Dyson Sphere. But I feel like that would be against the full... Well, I don't know. Just having sort of black rings, you know, like sort of, what, kind of like here and stuff to show that it's like going across. Maybe, I don't know. That would be interesting. And then maybe this could be a reservoir. Let me just... Oops. This could be a sort of... Gosh. So slash TP S tilde 80 tilde. And then I fill this all up with water. Boom, easy. So then you've got this, but then this whole vibe is kind of industrial, right? It's tough. It's literal tough, just floating in the sky with all of this. But that's not necessarily going to be exactly what everyone's house is going to be made out of. Oh, I should get these. In their waxed form, shouldn't I? And I don't know, what's a complementary colour? I guess we could do that. That. So, but this community is just a general sort of normal suburban house. Mm. Do, 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 do. Well, that's a little noisy, so maybe I just show it onto this. That's a little too tall. Maybe for the roof we could lean into the dark oak. I wonder. Oh no. Yeah, that's not. Yeah, I don't know what I'm doing. Clone. Yeah, I don't, what am I doing? I also don't know what that does. Whatever. Right. Back to actual existence. I'll have to do a thing learning Axiom at some point. Because it just doesn't make sense to me at the moment. I'm just using it for its colour benefits. It's very helpful for gradients and to see what colours go with what. No. Colour picker. Oh, okay. Yeah, that works. As a darker sort of alternative to it in the roof. I like that. Yeah. Copper. Fine. Maybe a terracotta. It'll have to be like a lighter terracotta. Nah, that gives it a bit more definition anyways. That's fine. I don't really know how this fits in though. Suppose. Like, how would this fit in to like space punk as a genre? I don't know. Suppose that's the kind of point. It doesn't have to. Like, what it needs to do is sort of instead fit in to this sort of futuristic world rather than specifically a space world. Let me just. Nope, that's the wrong thing. Never built a fireplace or like a chimney like this before, so this might be the worst thing I've ever seen. But, you know, you gotta learn. No. But like, but, Cultivated coarse dirt. You know? And then sort of you'd have like a building here which like processes the water, gives it out. This would like be sort of the paragon in the center of the community. You know, like it helps to provide them water from the sky. And so maybe we would have like all of these all over, right? A bunch just everywhere. And then sort of maybe on top of one of them, maybe this one, we would have like a ship which carries the water, which is redistributing it. You know? I don't know. Like, genuinely, it could be something like a really cool idea, and it would sort of span like a large swath, and you'd be able to see sort of all over the map. I don't know. Anyways, yeah, I think that's enough for this anyways. I just wanted to ramble, do a little session. I bet if I... Does that just... I don't know what that does. Does that still... Oh, wow. Okay, whatever. I guess it doesn't matter. Right. Think I'm gonna skedaddle us over. Let me just refresh the stream on my... Yep. Nice. Unstable. Hey. So am I. No. I'm gonna go ahead and I guess we'll raid L. Oh, is L not live? Oh no, L is live. Yeah. How's L stream going? What they're doing? Skizzlecraft. Nice. Yeah. let's pop over there. All right. See ya. Oh, I don't know what that did. Never mind. I don't think we're over. Yeah. All right. I will see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.
Impulse?